We have two fascinating Game 4s in the NBA this evening. We'll take a look first at Houston visiting the Target Center for Game 4 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Rockets lead the Wolves in the series 2-1. Houston is an interesting team because coming into this season, coming into the playoffs, there were some questions about whether their offense would replicate itself in the postseason basketball when the game slows down. Many people, though, brush that aside, saying this team is different. Well, so far through their first 3 games, the Rockets are shooting 30% from three-point range. That's something that's going to need to change. And personally, I'm starting to worry if it's time to begin to worry about the Houston Rockets in this postseason. I don't think we're there yet, but they need to get things turned around offensively. On the other side, Minnesota shot 56% to get the win in Game 3. I don't see them coming close to that number again tonight, and if they do, all the power to them. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I give the slight edge to the Rockets because they're going to have the best player on the floor in James Harden. I think Harden gets it done late. Houston over Minnesota in a close game. I like Houston by 3 or 4 points. Maybe a late free throw gets them to 4 or 5. Now the game of the evening, and it's a fascinating one on many levels. Not only in terms of this series and the playoff implications it could have, but in terms of what the future could hold come this summer in the NBA. You have the Oklahoma City Thunder going into Salt Lake City for the second game in Salt Lake this series. The 4th game of the series as Utah leads 2-1 over the Thunder. The big thing all season long we talked about was Oklahoma City. This big 3 was built for the playoffs because when it came time to get it done late in the game, they had 3 guys who could go one-on-one and get a bucket. Well, in Games 2 and 3, that hasn't happened. In Game 2, Oklahoma City's big 3 didn't make a field goal in the 4th quarter. In Game 3, Paul George got it going with about 10 minutes left, but by the 8-minute mark, that was it. Oklahoma City again struggled. Westbrook didn't even take a shot in the 4th quarter of the Game 3 loss. So all that talk about the big 3 being built for the playoffs, well, was it true? I think we find out the answer tonight. I like what Utah's done in terms of their motion offensively. They've gotten good looks. But Oklahoma City has been in each game, despite Utah hitting their shots, whether it's Joe Ingles or Derek Favors or Ricky Rubio. Somebody for the Jazz has stepped up big in both of their wins, yet Oklahoma City has had a chance to make a run in the 4th quarter of both those games despite that fact. I think tonight is the night. With their backs against the wall, Oklahoma City's big 3 finally executes in the 4th quarter, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's off the pass. I think Oklahoma City, they find a way. This is a team that's played their best basketball all season long when their backs are against the wall, whether it's having to win late in the season at the Toyota Center over the Rockets just to get into the playoffs. They won on the road in Oracle. They can win on the road in Salt Lake City. I think their big 3, they execute tonight. They know the stakes. They've been here before. I like Oklahoma City over the Jazz. Thunder by 8 in Salt Lake City. And we have a 2-2 series heading back to the Peak on Wednesday.